My mother-in-law unfortunately passed away a couple months ago before I could even find out that she was the reason why I had so many miscarriages. Okay, to give you guys a little bit of backstory to this really, really crazy story, my mother-in-law, just like any other mother-in-law, has never ever liked me. But at the same time, I never thought that she would go through these lengths in order to hurt me as bad as she did. So let's just say that throughout the years, my mother-in-law has done a lot of petty shit to me. She has always voiced that she never liked me, and she never really had a reason. She just said she didn't like me. I took her son. Whatever. But my biggest thing is when my husband and I got engaged, she ruined the engagement party. She started to get really drunk. She just started to go off on my entire family. So we did not enjoy my engagement party. And then it came to my wedding. She was the first one to get up after they asked if anyone objected to our wedding. And she said yes, that she did not like me, that she wished all the worst things on us, and that it was never going to work out. But of course it did, because my husband and I have been together for quite some time. I did avoid going to my mother-in-law's house as much as I could. We only went over just to see her for a couple hours, and then we went home. And this was maybe once a month, because whenever the fuck you would show up, she would just be fucking obnoxious, and I just could not deal with it. Now, my mother-in-law's demeanor completely changed after she found out that my husband and I were expecting. She was so sweet. She was buying me stuff for the baby. She was continuously rubbing my belly. She wanted to have tea nights where I would just go over and we could watch a movie and have tea. Because apparently tea was her thing, which I knew nothing about until obviously I got pregnant and she invited me over for tea. I took it. I was not going to say no because I wanted to make sure that I can get along with her. Because if I was expecting, eventually I would need my mother-in-law. So shortly after visiting my mother-in-law, I started to feel really sick. I was not sure what was going on with me, so I did go to the doctor. Unfortunately, they said that I had a miscarriage, so I was no longer pregnant. I had no idea what the fuck happened. I was not working at the time. I was not stressed. I was fine. I was taking care of myself so that I could make sure I had a healthy baby. And so, of course, my husband and I waited about 6 months after that miscarriage, and then I got pregnant again. Luckily, my mother-in-law, again, was very happy. She was there for me. She kept reminding me to go over for tea time so that I could spend time with her, and that's exactly what I did. And then again, I'm going to say, I don't know, within a couple days, I started bleeding really bad. Went back to the doctor. They told me that I had another miscarriage, and I just didn't know what was going on. I was honestly afraid to get pregnant again. Because my husband and I really wanted a baby, we tried again. This time, I was not going to get close to absolutely anyone because I did not want to risk having another miscarriage. Okay? Because it's just weird that all of a sudden I was having miscarriages back to back. So I stayed at home. I didn't go anywhere. My mother-in-law was calling me, telling me, hey, come have tea time. And I said, no, I'm not coming over. I'm sorry, but this time I need lots of rest and I'm not going to be near absolutely anyone. So no, thank you. She decided to get really mad at me and she just showed up to my house after I said, no, I wasn't going to go to her house for tea time. She came to my house, brought the tea, and of course, that was my mother-in-law. I decided I was going to sit down and just have tea with her. Okay, like that's a simple fucking thing to do, is just sit there and drink tea. So I said, okay, whatever. I sat there, drank tea. Kid you not, a couple days later, I start feeling really, really sick. I go to the hospital again. They tell me, I'm sorry, you had another miscarriage. At this point, I can't tell you guys how frustrated and pissed the fuck off I was, because what is going on with my body? I thought it was me. I told my husband, I'm sorry, but at this point, let's adopt, let's do something else, because I don't trust that I'm going to be able to actually carry a baby for you. Like, this makes me look really bad as a female. And I know it sounds stupid, but if you can't give a baby to your fucking significant other, then what the fuck, you know? And I've never had problems, so I should have been able to. So my husband and I decide just to leave it. A couple years go by. I ended up getting pregnant again. I stayed at home. My husband stayed at home. He actually took a lot of time off because he didn't want the same thing to happen. I was continuously getting checked to make sure everything was fine. And then my mother-in-law calls again. In those years that I was not trying to have a baby, she would not reach out to me. She would not say shit. But then all of a sudden I got pregnant again and she was calling me like crazy. She called me, asked if she could come over, if I can go over to have tea time. I said, no, thank you. I'm going to be staying at my mom's house. I don't need you coming over here. Give me some fucking space. Okay? By some miracle, that entire pregnancy was totally fine. No issues, no complications, no nothing. So I was very, very happy. And I just thought that previous miscarriages were just due to bad luck, or it was just my body in general telling me that I was just not ready.